Hello, let's do the New York Times Hard Sudoku for April 10th, 2025. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. All right, we're going to do a quick geometry pass to see if we see anything obvious to give us a nice head start here. Nothing yet. This box has a lot going on. 139. No. There may not be anything today. We'll see. I don't want to miss this crossing that I just saw. So this isn't something I specifically look for much anymore because my systematic scan basically finds it anyway. But if you have two digits that are avoiding, like these are just two digits that share a column, right? So there's going to be one row they aren't in. Anything that kind of pokes in through there, so the 7 and 9, could potentially cause a crossing if they have a buddy here or here, right? So the 7 looks in and this 7 looks up. And because we're completely avoiding the 2, 4, that's two more places the 7 can't be. And then now, of course, without this 7 here, we would have a 7 in one of these two. But now that we know we have this 7 here, that actually resolves it, and we can place the 7. So anyway, stuff like that can be very useful. Like this 1 causes a 1 in one of these two, which is going to point up along with this one, putting a 1 up here. And then we also have the 7 doing the same thing, but just on the other side. No, there's a 7 in the box. Never mind. Whoops, 7 is one of these two. Okay, so never mind on that one. 3, 4, 9. I mean, there's just too many places. Okay, and 7, 5. So I don't think we have any like real geometry stuff going on today. It's not always there. Okay, so let's just do our systematic scan then. So starting in this top band, I'll start with this 1, 6 here and we'll work our way left. So I don't like to start with the box that has the most givens. I like to start with the box with the least givens. So does this 1 do anything? Nothing beyond what we already have marked. How about the 6? We do have 2 6s. That puts a 6 in one of these two. Whenever we mark a digit like this in the corner marks, where the only reason it's not in 3 places is because this is occupied by an 8. The only reason we don't have a 6 corner marked here is there's an 8 sitting there. So the question we want to ask ourselves is then where does the 6 go in this column? Because we know it's not in this box. We also see this 6 here. Unfortunately, there are still 3 places for 6. We can't do anything with it, but like imagine there was a 6. I mean, there can't be, but imagine there was a 6 right here or something like that. Then this would not be able to be 6, and then we would be able to say there was claiming 6s in this column. So that's a really good way to find that. All right, that was the 1 and the 6. We have the 3 here. All right, 3 does end up in one of these two. This is a crossing on this 5, 6, this 3 looking through. Does anything else look through? The 2, the 7? Nothing helpful. We do know actually that the 3, 2, and 7 go in these 4 cells generally. I mean, I've got the 2 7s looking up, so now that I see that, let's mark that. The 2, unfortunately, isn't restricted, but 4 places for 3 digits isn't good enough to do anything with. But these 3s do point in along with this 3, putting 3 somewhere here. What we learned is these can't be 3. How about the 8? I am not seeing. Oh, there is a vertical with the 3 that I almost missed, which would have been bad because it places the 3. Now these 2 3s, let's just follow up because we're right here. Unfortunately, this is occupying a spot that already couldn't have been 6. I was remembering needing to find 6 in this column, but this is not helpful, unfortunately. Okay, so can I do anything more with these? We have the 5, 6, and 9. So we do have 2 6s looking down, and then we also have 2 9s looking down, and this 9 looks in. So we can just mark all that up. And the 5 I don't think is doing anything. Nothing useful. All right, that's it for that band. Let's move on to this band. Let's start with this 2, 4, and 7. So 2s do look in here, putting a 2 in one of these two. We want to ask for, actually 2 is placed. Ooh, it's even better. These 2s look in, this 2 looks up. And so what we wanted to do was ask where 2 goes in this column, but it's plenty of places. All right, so that was the 2. We have the 4. Actually, we have a crossing on this 3, 7. This 4 and this 4. Puts a 4 in one of these two. That points up with this 4, putting a 4 in one of these two. Looking for 4 in this row, it can be in any of these 3 spots. So no good. No good yet. 2, 4, 7s are done there. We have these two 7s looking up. All right. And then yeah, the 2 and the 7 don't do anything extra. The 3s we got, okay. Going to take a quick glance vertically at the 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 9. Okay, one at a time. The 1, the 2. Okay, so these two 2s look up. We can quarter mark a 2 in one of these two, but actually if we look carefully, we can see that we have found a hidden pair. That we have 2 overlapping corner marks in the same 2 cells. So the 2 has to be in one of these 2 cells, according to corner mark, and the 7 has to be in one of these 2 cells, according to our corner mark. You may notice that there is a corner mark 3 in here, but basically what we proved is actually that can't be a 3. Because if one of these 2 is a 2 and one of these 2 is a 7, there isn't room for any other digit, and that causes what we call a hidden pair. And the hidden pair removes anything else we thought could be in those cells, because we have to put a 2 and a 7 in some order. There's no room for anything else, so that can't be 3, placing the 3 in the box. These 2 3s do look down, so let's just get that corner marked. The rest of this box is 3 digits. Let's take a look. We need a 1, 4, 8. 1, 4, 8. I'll pencil it, but the only thing I see is the 1 that we already have corner marked. Okay, unfortunate. And this column is 1, 4, 5, 8. This can't be 1. This can't be 1. Yeah, we know that. 4, 5, 8, 4, 5. Interestingly, this is a 4, 5, 8 triple here. It's not 5, that's not 4. Okay, so I don't think we get much more out of that. I could put 4, 5, 8 here. It's really not all that exciting, though. So that was from the 2. That's quite nice. How does that affect this column? We need 3, 4, 6, 8. This can't be 3 or 4, so this is only 6, 8. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 9. All right. I don't think there's anything we haven't marked yet. Let's look at this final band. So starting with this 2, 7, we do have the 2 7s. And this 7 looks down, so we can place this 7. Those look up. 7 is somewhere up here. It feels like we've gotten a lot of 7s, but it's just in these 2 bottom bands. We don't know how the 7s work in the top band at all, other than not being where this 5 is. So that was the 7. The 2, no, and then we have the 5 over here. All right. Anything that looks down through here or across through here is going to be interesting. So there's 8 looking down, for example. None of these are 8. So 8's in one of these 2. That is going to point. It does remove 8 from this cell. In general, it removes 8 from all of these cells. But I am not seeing any good follow-up beyond that. Just that this is now 4, 5. Okay. So what's left in this box? We need a 2, 5, 6, 8. 2, 5, 6, 8. So I can definitely mark these. 2, 5, 6. That's not 2. That's not 5. They weren't 8. Because of that 8. 2, 5, 6, 8. This one's not 5. Or sorry, not 2. So it's 5, 6, 8. Got ahead of myself there. 2 and 2. All right, I'm going to look for any low-hanging fruit I may have missed. By low-hanging fruit, I generally look for rows, columns, boxes with 4 or fewer empty cells. These were 3, 4, 6, 8, and they just don't have any restrictions. Oh, this now can't be 8, so I guess it's 3, 4, 6 for what it's worth. Sometimes you got to just question whether it's worth marking something. I'm not seeing any. We haven't gotten a whole lot out of this initial scan, and there's not really. Okay, this row is down to 4. Let's see if that helps us. We need 5, 6, 8, 9. So, I mean, this is 5, 8, 9, and this is 5, 6, 9. This can't be 5 or 6. We know the column needs a 5, 6, so this is going to be limited. We need a 2. We need a 4. Not 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So only 2, 4, 9. I wonder if there's any geometry now that I might have not accounted for. Any new geometry, basically. 5, 6, 9. So 5, 6, 9 still have to go in this row. Oh, not 6 though, only 5, 9. Okay, that's not as exciting. Oh, I didn't get the crossings on this 1, 6. This 5 looking through and this 5 looking up. Does put a 5 in one of these two. And that does mean 5's over here. Now, what we learned is these aren't 5. I'm still not seeing, like, a good way into this puzzle. Okay, I'm going to look carefully. Sometimes I have a corner mark and I just didn't respect it. So I'm just going to look carefully at everything I've got marked and make sure that I have actually respected it. Unfortunately, I don't have a good way to distinguish marks that are just like, yeah, it's just there, versus marks that were like, oh, that caused pointing. Let's pay attention to that. I don't really track those. Sometimes it feels like I should, just to make sure I'm not, it calls them out to scan them more helpfully, or to scan them more carefully. I don't know, to pay attention to them. 9s and 1s and 3s and 6s. Yeah, it's just these 8s here that I'd have to be careful about, I think. So this is not 8. It's not 1 or 8. So it's not 1, 2, 3. It could be 4, 5. Can't be 6, 7, 8. And I believe it could be a 9. Yeah, there's even a corner mark 9 in there. I'm not sure how helpful that was. These not being 8 just really doesn't feel helpful. Okay, what am I missing? It's clearly something important. Maybe this row, just because there's a lot of corner marks. We need a 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. That counts for it. This can't be 4 or 7. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, down to 2, 5, 6. This can't be 2, 4, or 5. So this is this is a naked 7. Oh, that's a very sneaky naked single here. Sometimes that's all it takes is just that one sneaky naked single. So this cell here, I'll make it green just so we can pay attention to it. It can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, or 9. So the only digit I didn't say is 7. So it must be a 7. Very sneaky. It uses the rows, column, and box. I'm going to look a little bit more carefully at that. But let's get the consequence of this 7. So we get the 2 and the 7 here. And that places the 7. So now we are done with 7s. Quite nice. That's not a 2 anymore. Down to just 5, 6. In fact, this whole row is 4, 5, 6. Where does 4 go? Note we have these pointing 4s here, these claiming 4s here. Very helpful. Means this can't be 4. We know this isn't 4. So the 4 in the row goes here. That places our 5. And this is 5, 6. All right. So I think this whole puzzle just depends on finding this naked 7, which most computer solvers would not find difficult because they find naked singles and they consider them the easiest thing to do. Whereas sometimes a naked single like this can be difficult to spot. Nothing was really calling out this cell as special. I'm noticing we have the 2 looking up here. That might be helpful because 2 is now in one of these two. That points removing 2 from here. In fact, 2 in this box is now only here. Yeah, definitely. So that's 2, that's 4. Okay. What's this pair? A 1 and something. It's a 1 and 9. So this 9 tells us the order. This is 1, this is 9. Places the 1 there. I did not follow up on this 2, but it does give us the rest of the column, the 6, the 5, and the 9. We do get this 8 here. This box is going to finish with a 2. This 6 gives us the 8 over here, giving us the 4. All right, that places this 4. Okie dokie. That's not 9. This is 6, it looks like. That gives us 5 and 6. This column finishes with a 5, giving us... No, it does not give us a 5. All right. It's just a matter of plonking the digits at this point. So I apologize if this goes too fast, but really just wherever you look, you're probably going to find some single. Like there's a single here. Let's do that. You're literally just finishing the cells either as a naked single because there's nothing, only one value left, or as just a full house type situation where you have all 8 of the digits placed and only 1 left. Like you don't need a tutorial for that. This is 2, 3, 8. It's not a 2. This is 1, 8, 9. That's not 9. That's not 1. This is 1, 8. Okay, we're Where am I supposed to be looking to actually get some digits? This is 3, 6. So we have this 3, 6 pair here. So these are 1, 4, 5, 9. This can't be 4 or 5, so this is only 1, 9. This is 1, 4, 5. Oh, it's not a 5. 1, 4 only. Huh. 5's one of these two. That doesn't... No, I don't need to mark that. Ooh, where's our... I thought this was just going to immediately collapse. How about this row? We need... Other than 1, 9, what do we need? A 2? This is 1, 2, 9. 2's here. Okay, that's not actually helpful. 4, 7, 9. Okay. 9's up here. Huh. What about this column? There's 4 left. I need a 1, 3, 6, 8. 1, 3, 6, 8. So this is 3, 6. It sees 1, 8. That's a 3, 6 pair in this row. So 4, 5, 9 is what's left. This has to be 9. So why? 3, 6 pair in the row removes 3 and 6 from the rest of the row. The remaining 3 digits for the row that aren't 3, 6 and not 1, 2, 7, 8 are 4, 5, 9. And this can't be 4 or 5. So this is a naked single. This is a naked 9. And that gives us the 2 and the 1. It gives us the 8 and the 9. It gives us the 1 and the 8. That's 5 and 8. That's 5. That's our 4. That's 1 and 9 and 5. All right. That's 4 and 8. Okay. Let's just get this triple here. We know 3's involved. 1, 3. Oh, the 1's placed. And then what's our other digit? 6. So that's our 6. That's our 3. Giving us 8, 3, and 2. Giving us 6 and 3 and 6. We have 3, 4, 8 left. That's 4. That's 3. That's 8. All right, and we're done. So yeah, a little sticky just because of this naked 7 here. Like we got so much once we just found this naked 7. Now from the start, let's see. From the start, it can't be 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. So from the start, it is not a naked single because it could still be a 3. 3, 7. So something removed 3, probably placed a 3 at some point. Maybe this one. But yeah, at the very start, it's down to just 2. And I did not have the eagle eye to spot that. I'm kind of wondering whether this 2, 4, 5 is at all helpful against this box. I mean, it ends up being 2, 4, 5, 8 here, right? I mean, obviously, of these 4, 3 are going to be 2, 4, 5, but I guess this whole column is interesting. Yeah, because we got our almost geometry, the almost 1, 6 in this column, and the almost 2, 4, 5 in this box. And that means these 3 cells end up being limited. So penciling these 3 might have been a good idea from the start. All right, cool. Just a little post-game analysis there. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know how you did. And if you enjoyed this, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.